Young black entrepreneurs, get rich, get money, get paper, get paid. Keep yourself laced, get your ones, get your guns out the slum. To the young black entrepreneurs, get dollars, get cash, straight up.
Yo, Pete, what up? Cause you a young black entrepreneur, get money, get paper. Yeah, I put that on the so I went to Baltimore this weekend and I went to an African American museum in Baltimore. It's the Reginald F. Lewis African American Museum. And so I posted a picture and a little article they had about the founder of the museum, Reginald F. Lewis. Is this gentleman here? And he was definitely a young black entrepreneur. So, I had to play the prodigy for my mans. You know what I'm saying? Reginald F. Lewis was born in Baltimore. His first job at the age of 9 was selling the African American newspaper. Years later, his company, the TLC Group, purchased the international division of Beatrice Foods for $985 million. Reginald Lewis became chairman of the largest African American owned enterprise in the United States. Between the first job and the last, Reginald Lewis starred in 3 sports at Dunbar High School, won a football scholarship from Virginia State University, and graduated from Harvard Law School. His talent and drive is the world of leveraging leverage values brought him wealth and made possible gifts of millions of dollars to many charitable and educational entities, including this museum. I don't know why it's so tiny and hard to read, but yeah, my man did a lot, yo. And he was that dude. He was that dude back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And he started a whole fucking African American museum just for Baltimore. So felt like I had to share his little story.
Get rich, get money, get paper, get paid. Keep yourself laced, get your ones,
get your guns out the slums.
The young black entrepreneurs, get dollars, get cash, straight.
above my head. Doesn't worry me this bit. Jesus is the only one. He's the only one. And as a Christian, I don't care if it comes from the highest authority in the church and from the highest authority in the secular world governments. If it is against the teachings of my Jesus, I will never accept it. Period. Never.
This nigga tried to stab some people up. About to start Cyberpunk 2077. Any tips? Nah. Ain't no tips, bro. It's a good game. Take your time. That's it. Just take your time. It's one of those games that it's like playing a really good movie. I love games like that. Love games like that, yo. What's another? What that shit was? The Order 1790. You remember that? What the Order 17 something, or it was like Victorian England and they were hunting werewolves and vampires. But that game was like playing a really good movie. Sifu, the karate game. That shit is like playing a really, really good movie. Cyberpunk is the same way. It's like a good ass movie that you actually get to fucking play, bro. Like I get to be a part of this cinematic type adventure. Yo, you're gonna like Cyberpunk. The only thing I don't like about the game is there's so many different ways to customize your character, and it's in first person. Like, what the fuck is that? Why? Why would I even want to customize my character? Like, there are so many different helmets and gloves and jackets and pants and boots and all this shit you can buy, but you can only see that shit like when you look in the mirror or if you're riding a motorcycle. That's like the dumbest part of that game for me. Why you got all these cool customization items if I can never see the shit? I can never see any of this at all. Like just when I'm looking in the mirror. So when I'm walking around the game world and when I'm interacting with NPCs or when I'm trying to do a quest, I can't see none of the cool shit that I just unlocked and put on my character. That fucking blows. I don't know why, but it blows. And then somebody did like a port to it where you can make it third person, but the animators, the original developers, they never imagined people doing that. So when you look at it in third person and you move the character just moves and walks all wonky and shit because it wasn't ever meant for it to be seen in third person. Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk. My man P said he about to load it up. I started watching the Fallout TV series. This shit is pretty good, man. Ain't even gonna lie, yo. Fallout TV show is pretty good. I got a half an ounce of Oreos. Not the half ounce of Oreos. Well, you know, I'ma just. I got the other Joan. Then I got I got a half of the New York City cheesecake. Then I got some Sour Patch watermelon flavored gummies. I done ate all these motherfuckers, bro. I was at work late. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Well, see, with the glare reflections on my glasses, it'd be hard for people to tell sometimes. But I take my glasses off, I'll be like, "What? You good, Chuck? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, bro. No, I can see you. I'm looking right at you. No, my eyes open. Nah, my eyes open for real. They open. See, I'm looking right at you, motherfucker. I see everything that's going on. I'm gummy strong, bro. But this what happen when you go down to Maryland. You know why? Cause it's recreational in Maryland, bro. It's recreational, 100% recreational in Maryland. I can just walk in the shops. I can just go in the store and be like, yo, let me get a half an ounce of that. Let me get a half an ounce of this. Let me get a couple of these and throw them in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? The X-Men? X-Men 97. They redid the whole X-Men series, right? I've been hearing about that. I've only heard like a few things, like a few posts about it, but did they redo the series, or they just re-airing it, or they updated it, or what? I'm gonna do some Oreos. But then too, like, I've been grinding so much weed, bro. I've been saving my Keith. I got like a 3.5 just in Keith. They reanimated the X-Men cartoon. They added on to this story, continued from where it ended, and it's dope. Okay, I'll take your word on it, bro. So where can I catch that X-Men 97? Is that like on Fox? Is it on Netflix? Where can I see this new X-Men? Yo, my brakes grinding. I gotta take the car to the shop tomorrow. Get my brakes looked at. That shit grinding too hard. It's happening. Disney or Google it. I'm watching X-Men 97, nigga, like I'm still 13 years old. Yeah. I was 15. You was bam, 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 bam. Tell me how you reach the moon. Oh, spoilers. Stop. Right there, that's enough. You said enough. Stop. Both of you guys, stop. Okay, P. Shaman, okay, thanks for letting me know. I now know that the X-Men reboot is a real thing. Just cut it short right there, fellas. Save me some shit too, please. God damn it. He said, I'm pissed when they killed my boy. I didn't say who, but now I'm still anticipating. Is it gonna be Beast? Is it gonna be Cyclops? Is it gonna be Wolverine? I don't fucking know. When somebody get in danger, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, they about to kill this nigga, and then they don't. Could it be Cyclops? I don't know. I don't even. Man, look, I'm tense as shit now. I ain't even started shit. Big Rob. Yeah, you called us 13. I say we was watching it like we did when we were 13. Not saying you're 13 now, but X-Men, nigga, 95 to 97. How old were you? 95, 97. How old were you when you was watching X-Men when that shit was new? We was 13? 14? We was teenagers. We just turned teenagers, bro. And that shit was hard fucking body, bro. And that's the first graphic nudity that I ever drew. I would just take the comic book characters of the X-Men, and then I'd draw them just like they are, but I'd draw the girls with no clothes on, man. I was selling them shits like hotcakes, nigga. $5 a pop, nigga. $5 for a picture of Jean Grey, but she got boobs instead of her X-Men uniform on. I was killing that shit, bro. Everybody wanted them shits. I know I did like 30 of them bitches when I was a kid. Not another reboot, but hey, Big Rob, they're saying this one might be a good one. It might be a good. That's just like like I said, I started watching the Fallout TV series. You know how hard it is. We all know. We're here. We're all nerds. We're all gamers. You know, we all like anime and shit. So we pretty much understand adaptation is extremely difficult. Whichever way you're going, if you're going from a video game to a movie, from a comic book series to a television series, from a movie to a video game. You know, any way you want to slide from the original media and slide it over into another media, it's always hard as fuck to do that shit. It's hard as shit to get it right. And so, even with the Fallout series, they did a really good job. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been playing Fallout for 18 fucking years. Like, it looks good. They did okay. They did okay. And so sometimes it's they get it done. But you know, with a reboot or a remake or something like that, you can fuck it up too. You can fuck that shit all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take the old classic material and update it for the new generations. Man, these kids don't even know if they girls or boys or Furbies or goddamn gender fluid. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to make our content from our childhood accessible and relatable to a 13-year-old now. A 13-year-old kid nowadays, these motherfuckers don't even know what the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? So there's always that chance of a reboot being some hokey pokey bullshit. But my man P said it ain't. He said, hey, it's just dope. They just took our cartoon and they just added some more onto the story. Is they gonna make like Professor X a tranny or something? I don't know. I hope not. But this stream is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am not trying to give out any kind of professional advice, whether it be legal, political, medical, or otherwise. I am not a trained professional in any field of any type. I would advise that if you think anything I'm saying may be true, that you do your own research and find out for yourself, because I have no clue as to what I am talking about. I do this for fun, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not believe anything I say. But yeah, man, the goddamn these fur babies and all these other motherfuckers, man, they so confused that the entertainment is just weird as shit now. But like I say, and so it is kind of tough finding a decent merger between these different mediums. But I'm excited. I'll definitely watch updated version of X-Men from '97, because we had the best shit in '97. The Batman series was the fucking shit in the mid '90s. We had the best Batman. We had the Ninja Turtles was popping. I think Sonic the Hedgehog had like 2 cartoons on at that time. What else was fucking super hot in the mid late '90s? Captain Planet, man, we had good shows, man. We had good shit, bro. We had good shit. Hey Trap, show the painting from my dude here at work. Show a painting from my dude. Say less, man. What you want? You want something good? I ain't gonna show you. I'm currently working on this, but I'll show you some good shit. I'll pull. Nigga, I'll pull this bitch off the wall, bitch. Think I'm gonna pull it off the wall? Put your face right in this damn. I'll put your face right in this paint. I'll put your face in the goddamn painting, bro. Shaman's coworker. This is called Jawanza Kungjufu. So it's a part of my reader series. My reader series is black people reading books written by black people. This one right here is entitled The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So what I do with my reader series, the book that's being read, the main book in the piece, I give the painting the title of the author's name. So Elijah Muhammad wrote that book, so this is his painting. This one has two prominent books. I could have called it John, but I just like Jawanza's name better, and plus I like this book better because it's a factual book and not a fictional book. And so this one is Jawanza Kunjufu, and he wrote Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. Spider-Man was good. You right about that, Rob. You ain't lying about that one. Bro, the mid to late 90s, bro, we had some dope ass cartoons, man. We had some dope ass cartoons. And then we had Cartoon Network popping off with Toonami and Adult Swim. These pants were my favorite part. They're bringing back the Silver Surfer. Motherfuckers don't know, man. Silver Surfer, that dude, man. He like one of the most powerful people in the universe. How long we worked on this painting, guys? We worked on this one for what? About 3-4 months. This one took a minute, but you know, we put like 100 hours into it, but it looks like it had 100 hours worth of work done to it, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That shit right there, just woo, boy. Spared no details. You gotta paint it all, man. Paint everything, man. Paint it all. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did it with that piece. And it came out good, you know what I'm saying? I really, really thoroughly enjoy this piece. And it's only been seen once. It's only been a part of one show so far. I showed it in December of last year. And so that's, you know, I wanted to end last year on a really good note. And so I was able to show this piece and another new piece. And so now this year I'm just gearing up for next year. Like I did so much in the past couple of years, I just need to paint more. Because everybody's basically seeing all my shit. So now it's time to make new art. So I can step back out like, bam, bitch. Because somebody gonna be like, oh, let's go to Travis's art show. Let's see some of his stuff. Yeah, but I already went to his show. I've already seen his paintings. Nah, bitch, you ain't seen this. Boo, booyah. Got some new shit. Wait till next year, man. I'm gonna step out with all this new shit. Nigga. I'm gonna come up in the gallery. My chest gonna be so big, like big move, get out my way. Who's the guy with the dread? I'm the artist. I like that part too. Like when I be in the gallery, I just be standing to the side. Motherfuckers don't think I be the artist though. They be looking like, oh my God, this is amazing. I've been to Italy, I've been to France, I've been to London. I've never seen anything that could compare to, who did this? I did it. You're the artist? Yeah, I did that. Where did you go to school at? Self-taught. I ain't go to school. That's when they really start choking up. When I say I ain't never went to school for this shit, and then what really, really, really make them choke up, I tell people, I dropped out of school in 11th grade. I ain't even graduate high school. They be like, you're a phenomenon. And I say, yeah, the fuck I am. Bitch, recognize. Sham, you know how we do, bro. Man, look, man, you talking about show some art, boy. Please stand, everybody back up. I got a request. They want me to show art. Move out the damn way, bitch. I got paintings coming through. He say, show this shit to my nigga at work. My homie at work say, yo, my little cousin, he dope. That nigga be doing, nah, nigga, you don't know artists like the artists I know. Nah, I'm telling you, man, my little cousin, yo, he the best. Yo, Trap, man, show this nigga some shit you got, bro. Oh yeah, you right. He the truth, yo. Yeah, my little cousin can't do that. My cousin ain't on that shit like that. But when you look close, I'm gonna show y'all a little trick right here now. You gotta look close at the alien writing on his lapels and shit. You know what I'm saying? On his little tassels. It's an alien writing, so it's like hieroglyphs, and you can't really read it, but it looks like symbols or some kind of coded message. But if you get really close, let me get a little schmutz on there. Wipe the schmutz off. If you get really close on this little message, you can almost make out something that says 911, 9/11, WAS. 9/11 was INSIDE, inside job. 9/11 was an inside job? 9/11 was inside job. I'll be damned. That shit say 9/11 was an inside job. No, it don't. It don't even say that. It's just a bunch of squiggly lines. That shit, look, man, that shit don't say nothing. That shit look like the Oblivion symbol right there. It look like the eye from Oblivion. That shit don't really say, but that sure hell look like 9/11 was an inside job to me. I mean, to me, that's what it looked like, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. From back here, like when you stand back and look at it like this, it just, you don't really notice nothing. You don't really look. I mean, even when you get kind of close, it just looks like, when you get real close. Like, wait a minute, nigga, can I read? Can I read alien? I think I can decipher alien languages and shit. Cause that motherfucker look like it say. It look like it. Am I bugging? I'm tripping, ain't it? I must be tripping, because that shit look like it say 9/11 was an inside job. But what the fuck that got to do with this shit at all? What the fuck 9/11 got to do with this shit? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what 9/11 got to do with that, but hey. You know what I'm saying? The truth is over here, man. The truth. We do this. That's what we do, man. Let me see some art. I got you. I got some fucking art for you to see, boy. Talk about show me something. I show you some shit, nigga. Day, bitch. All day. All day with the doobie in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? All day looking professional and sharp. All day. This how I do all day. So I'll be getting some people in here and they see my easel and they see what's on the easel. Especially like if it's close up and they be like, that shit don't even look good. Like, man, it ain't even finished yet. Yo, my man Tyson from North Carolina. It says that I come in peace. He better come in peace or he gonna leave in pieces. One of the two, man. You know what I'm saying? I got hogs in the back. Some people understand that reference, some people won't. What's good, my brother? Same old shit, dog. Like I say, bro, when I'm in here, it's a good day. I even got on some cool, funky socks too, man. So I got on my Fahamu Peku socks. If y'all don't know who Fahamu Peku is, he's another famous artist. I really try to support him a lot because he's a big inspiration for me. And today, I'm rocking his socks. That's why I don't eat pork. That's a smart man. That's a smart man. I got hogs in the back. If you understand that reference, you come up in here, you might be disappeared completely. disappeared completely. No traces, no evidence at all, none. Cause I know somebody who got some hogs in the back. You know what I'm saying? Man said that's why I don't eat pork. go through the bone, goes like butter, baby. Hey, you ever seen hog teeth? How they grind? Hey, bro, motherfucker eat everything. A hog will eat any and everything. All you gotta do is cut it up small enough so they can put it in their mouth, bro. I'm telling you now. I done heard about some people down south disappearing. Cause where I'm from, it's called the Midlands. You got the lowlands and the Midlands. The lowlands is a lot of swampy areas in the lowlands. In the lowlands, they got a lot of alligators. Alligators eat any and everything, all the way through. So they be sometimes when people come up missing and will never, ever, ever be found. Never be found. But I know somebody who got a couple hogs. We got big hogs, but they got about 7, 8 of them. Big motherfucking hogs. They plenty ways to disappear somebody. plenty ways to disappear. How did we get on this topic? It's getting kind of dark. Man. Nigga. Yo, the little girl realized nigga was a curse word. Oh, she didn't really. Yo, I gotta show y'all this. I listened to this too many times, yo. I listened to it too many times. I shouldn't even listen to it this much. Where that shit at? They know how to make things disappear.
Because I don't want to hear it. So you say whatever bad words you want to say, and I'll be back. Okay? Okay.
What the fuck? Shit. God damn it. Shit. The fuck? Man, goddamn. Shit. Nigga. Oh, shit. Bitch, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Not again.
Are you done? I closed the door because I don't want to hear it. So you say whatever.
She was trying to think of all the words she can't say, and she was like, nigga. Yo, that's the way she said that word. Alright, you can say all the bad words you want, so I'm gonna close the door so I can't hear you now. Bitch, the fuck? Shit. Motherfuck. Nigga. Yo. Yo, she was going in. Nah, she went in on that. Nigga. Alright. We just fucking around now. Been here for a little bit. She said everything she heard. Shit, not again. What the fuck? God damn it. Nigga. Shit. Yo, the little girl went in. Yo, she went in, yo. Alright, one more time on this track. I've been feeling this shit all day. I done played this shit all day today.
Show me how.
ass song, bruh.
Show me how you're proud. Tell me how you reach the moon.
Hey, hey.
My thoughts are away tonight. My heart fell to love again. Turn it around, I'm having visions of you. Then I understand. Different feeling that is far away. Does it feel my love? I do.
Yeah, this karaoke session, boy. All right, so we got Shooting Star by XG, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson, Teen Tomodachi by Yuki Chiba, Show Me How by Man I Trust. Then you got Like That by Future and Metro Boomin, Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, Time Today by Moneybagg Yo. Then you got Stay With Me by Miki Matsubara, Memoirs by Maglara Doughboy, Set It Off by Strafe, Black Is Everything. Oh, that's a tight song. Bandit. Hey, yo! Yo, my playlist is everywhere, bro. Another Michael Jackson song. Then you got 3 tracks from the whatchamacallit right here. These 3 tracks are from Cyberpunk 2077. All them shits go fucking hard, bro. This right here is from this Cyberpunk, yo. Alright, one more bowl, then we about to get into some pain.
Nice man, the broken glass, don't lift me up. That's wrong, it's got to last, bringing up. You never lose. Rub me down, can't get worse. Go on out, tired of me. The rest of the dead pilot, one to another. Another day, no one left, nothing to do. One piece of scrap for us, nothing I can use. That's the point, no one.
Y'all know about that shit. Resistant disorder. Yo, Cyberpunk got a bunch of good music on that shit, bro. Yo, the whole genre, like, it really introduced me to a lot of artists. What are you painting today? Well, we still adding details to the laboratory scene. So what I want to do is we're going to get into some skin tones and work on her hands. there's very little skin in this painting, so it's just her profile and her hands. So after we get a detailed layer on that, I'm gonna jump back into this whole painting is mostly blue gray. So we're just gonna get back into the blues and start detailing her lab coat. And then after we get her, which is the foreground, then we'll jump back into the background and try to put some more of the hologram and all the augmented reality overlays on top of the foundation that we already have down here. So we kind of worked on the planet a little bit and started detailing that and trying to make that background around her look pushed back and blurred out. And so that effect is coming through really good right now. So I feel like since I've squared that much of the background away, it's just time to focus on the character portion. And in the past couple of days, I worked on her skin tone. I guess Thursday or Friday, because I wasn't here this weekend. Oh, that's some cool shit I can talk about too, guys. I took a little trip this weekend. Went down to Maryland and did like some museum crawling, and it was pretty dope. Yeah, I learned some really cool stuff at this one museum. I wish I would have brought that thing with me. I don't have the flyer from that. But so yeah, so last week I worked on detailing her glasses a little bit and trying to get the first detail on her skin. And so her skin looks pretty good right now. Still want that highlight on her cheek is going to have a more bluish tint to it. Her lips are going to have a more deeper brownish red. So with that last layer of detail, hopefully the earring will bling a little bit more, and that bright white on her forehead will have a little more bluish tint to it, and then finish detailing out the arm on her glasses. And so now I just want to get the hands to where her face is at. So we do have some contrast and tones coming in there, and like I say, we added those highlights um, on her forehead here. And so like I say, her face is starting to round out. You got to work on her ear a little bit more, but I definitely want to just jump to the hands right now. And yeah, and that's gonna be our target for this evening's session. Is I'm dropping everything. I dropped the lighter, I'm dropping the controller. What we want to work on is catching all the skin tone, getting all the skin tone like to the same point. So her hands and her ear is what's gonna be good. You know? So what did I just say? Oh, weekend in Baltimore. I went to the Museum of Industry. And Baltimore has a lot of really cool history. I wish I would have took a picture of the first of from Baltimore. I think they had the first passenger rail line. The first train car that ever carried passengers went from Baltimore to Ohio. The Noxzema brand company is based out of Baltimore. Baltimore had 2 more firsts. Fuck. They had this beautiful mural that had everything laid out. But then, one of the main things that I was excited about, they had this old print shop. And they had a printing press that was over 200 years old. And it's just it's not a simple machine by any means, but simplistic in functionality. I wonder if this iPad has updated or not, but where's that John at? So this printing press, he said, is like it's about 210 years old, and here is the actual print or the type, and it's just reverse print, and it's a flyer for this. It's a flyer for this museum and a printing press. It says, "Welcome to the Baltimore Museum of Industry. This printing press has been in use, continuously for 200 years," and it just has a little information flyer. And so I watched the guy actually whatever solvents and soaps, and he cleaned off the plate, and I didn't take it, but right next to here on this side, he had his little inking table and his rollers, and he inked up the plate with fresh ink, and you laid a paper on these little notches right here, and then there's another flap that folds down to hold the paper in place, and then you can see the top flap up here. So you put the paper here, you close your flap, it has the cutout where you can, so the plate will go through the cutout, and then you fold both of these down. And how did it do? Okay, so this slides under here. The whole thing slides. Once you fold it, it slides under, and you pull this lever towards you, and as you pull the lever, he said that this is a 300-pound weight, and it just presses down and pops back up. Pull it out, and then you open up, and you got one paper. He said 2 people can do like one every 7 seconds or something. He said like a 2-man team can like bang them out kind of quick, yo. But that was interesting. But then he showed me this machine, and this was the Linotype, born in Baltimore in 1886. So, who invented the printing press? Was it Asians? Did the Chinaman or somebody invent the printing press? And then the German boy, damn, why can't I call this motherfucking name, yo? The German boy did the movable type. Just stopped by to remind you to look into Lynchburg, Virginia art galleries. Oh yeah. Anyway, we know the motherfucker who Gutenberg, right? Johann. All right, so Johann, the printing press was already around, but that shit time consuming, laborsome. There we go. Motherfuckers know shit. I just know so much, man. I be forgetting more shit than most people even know. Nah, we stop. That's that shit my old head told me one time. He's like, man, I done forgot more shit than you will ever know. Okay, old head. Okay, calm down. I know you smart. You just can't find your words right now, nigga. I couldn't find the name. It was in there somewhere. We got it. You know what I'm saying? We got it. But goddamn, yeah, Johann Gutenberg. So he took something that was around for a long time and just made it better. That's the best thing to do most of the time. Is not trying to make something new. Just improve on something that's already there. And he improved on the printing press by making it where you can have movable type. And now it's easier. instead of having one solid plate, now we can change the letters around, and now we can use this over and over, and use these movable types to and rearrange it, and then we can do this shit faster. Okay, that was great. And then so we had that shit like that for like hundreds of years, yo. And then in 1880, what he said, 86 or 88, this motherfucker in Baltimore, he looked at that shit. He was like, they gotta be a different way, a faster way to do this shit, yo. So he came up with the linotype, where it's basically making the motherfucking, it's making the press on site, yo, with fucking aluminum and like a mini press machine and a typewriter. So you're typing up this shit, and you're programming that shit into the motherfucking machine, and then the machine makes the fucking plate as you type that bitch in, yo. And now you got a fresh ass plate made specifically for what you just typed. You ain't gotta go to the drawers and find this letter. As a matter of fact, that's where we get like uppercase and lowercase letters from, because they would keep the big letters in the upper cases, and in the lower cases they would have the small letters. And so even though it was, that was better than having one solid plate, but you still had to find each letter and then put the letter. But this shit was like you typing and you making your plate as you type that shit out. No more going to search and organize and arrange all that shit. And so as you typing that shit, the machine is making the plates. And so they said his invention of linotype is what made the newspaper possible. Before that, things were in print, but everything was mostly books, expensive ass pamphlets and shit like that. You really couldn't just have a daily large amount of text printed daily. It was too time consuming, too laborsome. But even with the invention of that and that machine, like they said, the newspaper had 75 of them bitches. You had to have 75 fucking linotype machines with skilled typists, because their typewriter was set up a different way, where it's all keyed into like the most heavily used letters and the less heavily used letters, because how the machine was set up, you would have to get the letters only so often to fit on the type before it had to slide over and go again. So I don't know, it was very, very impressive, the motherfucker who designed that shit. And I was like, damn, this nigga, he was from Baltimore? He's like, yeah, he's from Baltimore. He went like some German implant. Them Germans, them motherfuckers, they engineering different, man. But he was like, nah. And like that shit, before then, that shit revolutionized communication, like printed communication. So that shit was as revolutionary as the movable print, yo. That shit was a very, very interesting history to learn, yo. Motherfuckers just did this shit all day. And then while we were at that museum, there was there was two different STEM competitions going on. A paper plane contest for distance, and then there was a hovercraft, like a homemade hovercraft for but I didn't watch that one, so I didn't know if it was the fastest or how far it would go, or maneuverability, or what they had to do with the hovercrafts. But just the engineering on this shit, bro. Like, this shit was electric and gas powered. Like I said, it had to melt like aluminum on the spot. Like I said, you're making your plates. This shit made the plates on the spot to use in the printing. Like, that shit was wild. And in the back, you can see, like, they had this one big ass picture of all the typists. It said it had 75 of these motherfucking machines. Nah, it was a cool ass day, yo. I said we went to the museum, the African American History Museum. Somebody found this door. They said it was it was a door at the park, to the bathrooms at the park. But you can clearly see it was all it was all painted over, nice and even, just with a green paint. And then once the green paint started to chip off, but people like, wait, what the fuck? Wait a minute, what the fuck that shit say? Oh damn, not the white man door. But that's history though, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like that no more. But damn, I can't even imagine. And they ain't try to take the door down and put a new door up or nothing. They just painted over that shit. Like, all right, man, we just, cover that shit up. And then when we was coming out the museum, I saw these two brothers. They was going into the museum, and I was like, yo, y'all want to do a photo shoot for me real quick? And they was like, hell yeah, man, what's good, bro? I was like, man, I got this concept called the Whisper. And I just explained it to them real quick. And so they let me take a few pictures of them. So now I got you know what I'm saying? My next painting. You know what I'm saying? I be doing little moves and shit. Nigga, it was like, yo. People like, how you be finding your models? Like that. I was coming out the museum. They was coming around the corner as soon as I saw them. Like, they was like a half a block away. And I just stood right there. My girl was like, what you doing? I was like, I'm about to holler at these dudes real quick. She was like, all right. Yo, you want to take some pictures real quick? What? Yo, my name's Travis. I'm an artist. I got this little series. It's like, sure, that's what's up. And so now, and then yesterday, man, I got on the game last night. Yo, on the Call of Duty, motherfucking, the war zone. Boy, I was in there busting heads, boy. Fubu. The Whisper. He said, for us, by us. I was busting heads last night on the Resurgence, John. He got like 5 wins. I don't hardly ever get that many wins on that shit. Alright, so what we need to do now is, what I say? We just gonna, our hands. Working on some hands. Got to get the hands and got to make them dance. Working on some hands, I'm working on some hands. Gotta get dance, gotta make them make. What?
It is black. It's the same thing. I'm talking about if you walk into a room right now and it's pure white, where the color at? If you walk into a room and it's pitch black, where the color at? Do you see color or the absence of color? I'm talking about if I walk up on your front door and toss a flashbang, they go Dane Calloway for what the I can't see. My bad, y'all. I was just experimenting. What the I can't hear. What's this? I can't see. What you think the military use the flashbangs for? To show them color or to blind them people? When they pop smoke, usually it's black, right? Are they popping smoke to help people find them? Or they popping smoke?
From an artistic point of view, I get what he's saying, but actually, black is the presence of all colors, and white is the absence of any color. But that's why white isn't a color. It's weird. Like I don't know. But I understand what he's saying too. But I be looking at this shit from like a color theory, I guess. And I've never learned color theory. I've never been to a university and learned nothing from nobody. Yo. I just kind of understand this shit. I watch a lot of videos and shit, but like it's a shade. Not really, you know. I mean, there are, yeah, you can have shades of black. Every color can have a shade, but like pure black is like the presence. It's every color. If you mix all colors, you get black. Basically, you know. And if you don't have any color, it's white or the absence of color or non-color. And that's why white people aren't white and black people aren't black. We all know that shit, yo. It's still so weird that we use a color scale when we know for a fact that shit ain't even right, yo. My favorite color is clear. Black is what? The absorption of all color prisms. And Vanta black is the blackest. They got this shit, this new black powder coating shit, bro. That shit like a black hole, son. It's the blackest black shit ever, yo. And that shit do absorb all fucking light. When you put that shit on something that's, I don't know, that shit don't even look real, yo. Mine is gold. Yeah, the absorption of all colors. That's it. That Vanta, yeah, that shit is weird looking, bro. Like, it shouldn't even exist. Like, how? How is a black hole here on Earth? Like, what the fuck? Cause that shit does absorb all fucking colors, bro. You can't shine nothing on that bitch, bro. That shit, exactly. Like a fucking ghost shit. Like a shadow of a ghost. Nigga, like, you can't see that shit, bro. You wouldn't be able to see that bitch.
From my soul. His name was for my woe. I fight my demons and my foes. That's why my eyes impure from blood and bone. Young niggas from the block came up in the projects with my scammers and some robbers. Can't forget my vatos. The bodega was the casa. Trigger hit the city like it pasa. Slum dogs from Azania, yelling out Viva la Raza. Smoking younger pack, ya raza. Young Moody with the laughers. Just a move from the sewers, I maneuver with the ghouls and the goblins. We just want to eat the lobster. Fettuccine with the pasta. Young dope boy drip the beat. We don't know you moving like a mobster. This is Basquiat, Picasso. This is Phantom of the Opera. Conversations with the porpoise became compositions. I need me an Oscar. In the ghetto, I'm a savior. I'm walking on water and spitting the gospel. In the ghetto, ducking Judas and the devil. That's why I speak like a prophet. I ain't write these memoirs from my soul. I write these memoirs for my woe. I fight my demons and my foes. That's why my eyes impure from blood and gore.
Whatever power you are craving, it will not change what you are. The least of us. You came to us from the gutter. Your ability gave you station, but all the power in the world can't mask the stench beneath.
Don't tell nobody I shared that shit with y'all. P act like he know every goddamn thing. Y'all figure that shit out for yourself. Cause I ain't gonna tell you. I fight my demons and my foes. That's why my eyes impure from blood and gold. Yeah, my niggas from the block. Can't forget my vatos. Yelling out Viva la Raza, smoking Younger Pack. Just a movie from the zoos. I maneuver with the ghouls and the goblins. Dope boy from the ghetto, dreamt of being a mobster. Eating fettuccine with the lobster. Why am I doing that? I forgot I had this right here. Prepare yourself. This is a state of World War III. Ooh, shit. Is this fear mongering or what? We'll see. Is this muted?
Live interviews that you can join us for, as well as our book club, and this week's exclusive video
I tried
is,
as hard as fuck,
as I
right?
recall, on I can't remember. Yes, on Project Paperclip. It's on Project Paperclip. Let's have a look at so Trump is going to be facing criminal charges. How do you feel about that? Do you think that it's essentially lawfare? Did you see his extraordinarily sort of presidential and defiant? Can you leave that out, mate, please? I can't read that. I can't see the headline anymore. Thanks. Trump will make history on Monday morning by taking his seat at the defense table in a Manhattan courtroom, where his first criminal trial of a former U.S. president will begin. He faces 34 low-level felony counts of falsifying business records in connection to his reimbursements of his then-fixer Michael Cohen for paying Stormy Daniels. I mean, it does say porn actress Stormy Daniels, but I think if you met someone called Stormy Daniels and they said that they were working in childcare, it would be difficult to countenance. So, it's that hush money stuff.
This dude got Bibles? Stop playing. Don't make me Google that shit, Plus, please. Come on, man. Yo. I'm about to Google that shit right now, dog. Ain't no way. Donald Trump is selling Bibles for $59.99. yo. Hey, yo. Hey. I know you got sneakers. Hey, yo. Man, people mad cause Biden ain't got merch, nigga. And it ain't $59, man. You can get that shit. You can get that shit for $47, man. Trump Bible. I feel you, bro. Talking about this man ain't a Christian. Oh, you know what? I did see something about that shit. Well, I saw it. I just saw it on the headlines at the gym, and so I got my headphones on. All I seen was somebody say something about a Bible with a flag on it. Then they had that shit, and I'm like, okay, a Bible with a flag on it. Everybody always, you know, puts those two things together anyway. Most people think Jesus was American or some shit. It's just so weird. So it's just like, it's big whoop that somebody would put a flag on the Bible. And I think somebody was like, oh, you shouldn't put the flag on the Bible. And I didn't know that was the Trump Bible though. Damn. Yo. Man, this nigga got suits, steaks, hotels, casinos, Bibles, hats. That hat is the classic one. MAGA. He got a whole word now. You know what I'm saying? MAGA. That shit just like FUBU. Like if you know the lexicon and somebody say FUBU, you already know what that means. So and it's in the lexicon now, nigga. MAGA. You already know like the whole connotation around when somebody say MAGA. That's it, nigga. Like he made a word, bro. Yo, Biden ain't got no Trump. Ain't got no merch. Biden ain't got merch. Biden ain't never tried to make a word. You know what I'm saying? Biden ain't got sneakers, nigga. What, bro? Anybody ever rap about Biden? Huh? Mm.
Tax Live full service. Take
Hey,
on my Donald Trump shit, man. Anybody ever make something like that for Biden? Ever? Okay, and this ain't, you know what? This song was before he was president. Before he was president. Motherfuckers thought Donald Trump was cool. Cool as fuck. Before Biden was president, anybody ever think this motherfucker was cool? Was a cool dude? Get the fuck out of here, man. Yo, the hood always fuck with Trump. Who told us to hate Trump? The media, man. The media said, yo, man, this motherfucker racist. He's a bigot. He's a sexist, a womanizer. Oh, why they try to tear this man down so hard? You gotta think like they something wrong. They something wrong here, man. They something wrong, bro. Why y'all trying so hard? Y'all trying extra hard, bro. I don't know what it is. I mean, if you really dig and dive and scrimp and scrape and open every lock box and every closet full of skeletons for any presidential candidate or whoever was the president, I bet you'll find just as much shit, just as much, if not more. The motherfucking Prince Charles Camelot version of America with the Kennedys. When you start digging into that shit was wild as fuck, son. And they had to snuff that man. All these people, look, man. Any one of them motherfuckers, bro. Oh, he got papers. He took papers from the White House, documents, classified documents. Then you find out, well, goddamn, Biden got classified documents sent in his garage next to his Corvette. Well, I keep that garage locked. Okay. I'm saying, y'all motherfuckers, why y'all trying so hard? That's the only thing that get me. They trying. It seems like they trying extra hard, man. He said, I love you, but you're doomed. Yeah, that was before people realized he was an idiot. Puppets and liars, all of them. I get it. I think the only thing that really also intrigues me about Trump is both sides hate this motherfucker, bro. That's another thing, dude. It's like both sides don't like this motherfucker, yo. So how your own party don't like you? And once again, man, you know, hey, man, I don't vote, bro. I don't. I really don't. I never have. I did it one time ever in my life. And I'd be like, oh, I would give this candidate my vote or that candidate my vote. I think that, I mean, I ain't never played a game like that. I don't think I'll play it. I'll just sit back. Because, you know what, really, I feel like sometimes this shit don't count, man. When you start taking into the effect electoral college and all this shit, bro, it's just like, man, do the votes even count, really? Nigga. So, I already said, man, publicly that I think Robert F. Kennedy at this moment would probably be the best candidate to hold the position as Commander-in-Chief of the Corporation of the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. I honestly, I honestly feel like Robert is a very, very smart man, a very intelligent man. I think he holds. I don't know. Damn, man, you gonna shut my channel down or some shit? I don't know. I think he holds a certain type of view towards different aspects of the deeper and inner workings of the sub-government, as he has personally been a part of a family who has experienced grave harms done to them by said roundtable groups and organizations. That's a lot. I could have said a different way. You know what I'm saying? This is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Entertainment purposes only. We just talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about, really. But so Robert F. Kennedy, he come from that bloodline, you know, so he knows some stuff and know about some things that people know about, stuff like that. And I think he presents as a decent, intelligent person. And this is I've seen, the first time I seen him was on some Alex Jones shit way back in the day, yo. And then I seen him do another little interview, and this nigga was talking about food deserts in the hood. And I'm like, who the fuck, why is this dude even talk about, yo, black people are purposely being starved out and like the other systematic ways that like the hood is purposely fucked over. And food deserts is one of them. And I was like, yo, I can't believe this dude is really talking about. And I seen that interview once, bro. I can never find that shit again in life, bro. Never, ever again can I find that interview in life, bro. They snuffed that shit from the web. I might try to look on, what's the other shit? Rumble, and see if it's on there. But, yo, like, and that was like years ago. Like 10 years ago at least. And then the whole thing, like, he was on Fauci ass, yo, with this whole COVID shit. Because once again, you ever see Robert F. Kennedy without his shirt on, yo, dude still in his prime, yo. Not in his prime, but for his age, yo, I'm telling you, just because he talk funny, that's a voice, that's a throat condition. Yo, his body, he fit for his age, yo. His mind is sharp as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker wanting with that fucking whole just take a vaccine and shut everything down because we say so type shit, yo. And but also too, you want to try to get the debt under control, and I think that's his biggest downfall. Like, once you start talking about the Fed, yo, you can talk about the Democrat, everybody, man. You can talk about all this shit, education, the border, you talk about all that shit, man. You don't talk about completely ending wars, and you don't talk about auditing the Fed. That's what you don't do. That's what everybody else agrees on. And that's why when Trump said no new wars, that shit kind of upset some shit, bro. Trump never meant to get presidency. He was been bitten for his term in office since before his dad passed. This is a playbook at hand. Read deep, motherfuckers. I feel you. But see, that's why it's kind of like the Kennedy shit too, because the Kennedys had money. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't like real political people, a real political family, but they had money. That's how the Trump family is. They not real political. They got money though. You know what I'm saying? Those people are dangerous. They trying to play their own game. They not trying to play the whole two-party system game. Once again, when this nigga said no new wars, yo, that shit upset some shit, bro. Cause that's on both sides. Now the Republicans and the Democrats, these niggas losing money. The war is how we make money. I got investments in XYZ military company. I got investments in XYZ telecommunications company. We need wars. Soon as Trump get out that shit, bro, how many wars we got going on now? Just in 4 years? Just in 4 years. Where the fuck we at? How long this Russia shit been going on? Man, look. I get it. I get all this shit by design. And I get 99.9 of these shits being controlled by somebody else. But some people are controlled a little bit less. I think that's why they don't like Trump. His personality already. This motherfucker just slide like a fox. You already know this motherfucker slick like grease, and he braggadocious, and he think he the shit, yo. Like, hey, and he got money. That shit too dangerous. You know, he's dangerous. He a dangerous character, bro. And people like that, you talking about controlling all that shit, man. You can't hardly control people like that, and that's why they don't like this motherfucker going off the prompter and just freestyling and shit. That's why they had to take this bitch off of social media. You had to ban this nigga. Shut him up. He said too much. He stayed ill. Once again, did I vote for him? Nah, I ain't vote for him. Am I gonna vote this time? I really doubt it. But I like what he did, yo. I like how he played this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I will not lie about that shit. I like how he played that shit, bro. He made everybody mad. He said, "I won't believe Trump has money till he proves it." Hey, yo, he said he was gonna post them fines with cash. He was like, "How do you plan on paying for your fines?" Cash. That shit was 150 something million. Hey man, this shit is all motherfucking a stage. The world is a fucking stage, bro. And everybody an actor, man. We all playing a part in this shit too. Everyone plays a very, very important part in this huge play. Some people just get bigger roles than others. And that's fine. That's fine. Next time around, you might get cast different. You might get a big role the next time around, or you might get in the last act. You might get the last act might be all about you. You know what? Maybe the first act was all about you, and it was so long ago you just can't remember. But Act 1, that shit was all about you, nigga. Right now, what's going on now? This shit is wild. And then they keep talking about this Israel shit keep heating up, man. Bruh. Then you got motherfucking the AI about to jump out the box. Y'all, them motherfuckers trying to hold that shit back so hard, man. That Q-Star shit, whatever that Q-Star shit is, man, that shit way bigger than they trying to tell people, man. Cause they fired that motherfucker. Cause they wanted to tell that shit. And he was like, nah. Don't let them know. Don't let us know what? Nothing. Don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? Why y'all being so secretive? We'll let y'all know in a little while. What the fuck is that, bro? Nah, nigga. Man, we got World War III, and then y'all talking about, oh, we need to hurry up and regulate this shit. We should be the regulating body. Regulate what? What the fuck do y'all got? What do y'all got? And then, come on, son. Come on, son. He said, raise your fist and march around, but don't take what you need. I hope not, bro. Yeah, we're not going to be involved directly. We're just going to send more money. And I never did all the marching and protesting and sign holding and all that shit, bro. Always been the educator. Like my first The first time I did some shit was at a tea party. I went up there and I gave a little speech about how they're gonna take the fucking First and Second Amendment away from people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the 13th Amendment is exactly what it is. And then at the end of that shit, like when I was giving the speech, I had it was in the summertime, so I was wearing like this polo shirt. And then at the end, I walked off the stage, I pulled my polo shirt off, and I had a t-shirt on underneath the polo that said 9/11 was an inside job. And then me and my homie broke out some backpacks and started handing out DVDs. Started handing out some Alex Jones DVDs. And they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like the crowd started coming around it, because we were just passing them out. We was like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "I don't want this shit." I was like, "What?" They're like, "What the fuck is this? Like, why are you doing that? 9/11 was an inside job." I was like, "See, that's what I'm talking about right there." Didn't I just tell y'all that people will be criticized and name called for having different viewpoints, for thinking critically? I just told y'all that shit and y'all just applauded me. Everybody just applauded me for saying that shit. And then as soon as I step down and I have a different viewpoint from you, and instead of thinking critically, you immediately attack me and say I shouldn't be passing this information out and I don't belong here. I don't belong here. You invited me here. You invited me to speak here. You know what I'm saying? So being a part of shit like that, it just, I already see, man, how easily people are confused, how easily people don't use common sense, are critical thinking, you know. So it is what it is. I think I've put in enough footwork in my time, like real footwork, like really out there talking to the people, really out there like doing that shit, man. Trying to educate people just to think about how the system works, man. Think about how the shit runs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Think about the structure of money, who controls the money, who depends on the money source, all the way from the top down. But now I just do this. We just sit back and we hypothesize and theorize and do a lot of what ifs scenarios, because we've been around long enough to see a few presidents. So like the first president that I really started paying any kind of attention to at all was Clinton. And I was in high school when Clinton was president. And the only reason in high school I started paying attention to that shit because my history teacher was a history buff and he loved current events and everything. And like, yo, we had a subscription to USA Today, and yo, he made us read the paper every day, yo. Like the morning paper, like we had to skim through that shit, bro. And then he would quiz us on that shit, yo, what's in the paper. And so I don't know, I really got used to like knowing what the fuck is going on in the world. But I say this shit is really crazy now. And the characters who they have playing these different roles, Speaker of the House and Secretary of State, President of the United States, man, these people fucking weird as shit, bro. And always have been, actually. Why can't we go back to the black and white days, man? We motherfuckers had a little bit more, were a little bit more distinguished or something, bro. Clinton was a fucking bum, dumbass. Bush, dorky bum ass. Obama, come on, man. Like, Trump, his whole campaign, like, you know, his whole shit, oh my God. It was funny though, but at the same time, yo, like, I really think Trump still upset more people than anybody else on both sides. That's the only reason. Because even in the beginning, yo, like when this nigga really started picking up numbers and shit, I can remember this day good as shit, yo. Like my homie, me and this nigga when we used to work together, he was like, "Yo, I'm voting for Trump, yo." But then, okay, there's something else too now. So this man had stocks before I really even thought about having stocks. And when I met him, he already owned his I think he was on his second home. You know what I'm saying? He not, I would say materialistic, but he like one of them niggas who just like having like all the nice shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? But he worked hard though. You know what I'm saying? He used to be a dope boy, but he just worked hard now. But this nigga like nice shit. And so he always worry about finances and shit. And this motherfucker, like I said, he was all in the stock market and all that shit. But then like I said, when that shit started getting like, motherfucker like, yo, this motherfucker might win, yo. And he was like, yo, I'm voting for him. I'm like, word? Get the fuck out of here, bro. It's like, nah, nigga, I'm voting for Trump. I'm like, bro, why? Why? Why would you even vote for this dude? I was like, he's not even a politician, bro. And my thing is like, once you on TV, man, you go through that Hollywood shit, like, nah, you just some snake ass man. You been on TV, nigga. Like, I'm good. Like, you had your own reality TV show. Come on, man. Like, who gonna really take a reality TV show host seriously, bro? You done did some weird ass Hollywood shit. Just some little dumbass show just for what? That's like when Dr. Oz was running for PA Congress. I'm like, yo, please don't vote this fucking TV doctor in that bitch, bro. That shit just always seemed weird. But yeah, my man was like, nah, nigga, he was like, yo, I really want to see what he gonna do. He was like, he a good businessman. He's like, what we need right now is a businessman for this country, yo. Like I said, my homie is way more business minded than I am. He was like, yeah, nigga. I think a real good businessman. And I said, I had the same argument too. I was like, yo, ain't this nigga all his companies go bankrupt? He's like, do you understand bankruptcy, nigga? It's made for that purpose, so you don't lose out. He's like, anybody who used the whatever chapter 11 something is like, that's what it's for, nigga. It's like you try and you fail. Businesses trying, and yo, I don't know, but he made me kind of look at that shit different. But all the first part of that, like the first year and a half of that Trump shit, I was like, the same thing. Like, this nigga just a dud, yo. Like, what the fuck? Here's another cycle of a fucking dud. But when it came to like some shit, yo, he was starting sticking to his guns. Like with the immigration policy and the wall, he was dead ass about that shit. With trying to pull out of the Green New Deal, this nigga wanted to pull out of NATO, yo. No new wars. Like he was sticking to a lot of it, or trying to get a lot of that shit to go through. And this motherfucker was, I don't know. I think he tried to do too much. And then he always talking about the deep state. And like the one big thing when he said the news is fake, I think that's like one of the killers right there. But we stopped marching. I know that's right. What does the majority of Trump demographics have in common? We all paying too much for gas at the pump. We all paying too much per grocery cart at the grocery store. Why? Because they started new wars. He definitely the guy in office right now sending $116 billion in 3 years. Come on, man, $116 billion. Come on, man. That's what we all have in common right now. We all have that in common. He raised the tax code on us. I thought the first year And the second Trump year, I got more money back on my tax return than I had in like the previous 3 or 4 years. And now this year, I haven't changed anything to my tax or anything. I had to pay $180 back to the government this year. I didn't get any taxes, and I owed the IRS this year. Somehow they didn't take enough taxes out on me throughout the year. But when Trump was in office, I got taxed. I actually got money back in my return. I don't understand how that happens, and I'm just like, I don't know. And so now I just had to talk to my HR, and I was like, yo, can you just take more taxes out of my paycheck this year so I don't have to pay the IRS back next year, please? Because I don't want to keep paying taxes like that. 8,000? How, man? How? And I know I'm just one person. I filed single. I don't have any dependents, but yo, I shouldn't have to owe you motherfuckers, bro. Bro, you eat my check each fucking week like you eat that shit. Then you come back and say, well, can I get a little bit more? Just because I don't feel like you contributed enough. You didn't contribute enough. Just a smidget. Just give me like, just $200 extra dollars, nigga. Just 200 more. Come on, you got it. You got it, man. No, I don't got it. $200, that's 2 bills for me. That can be my electric bill and my water bill or some shit, bro. Come on, man. But I don't know. Like I say, man, when Trump was in there, I didn't have to pay. The 4 years Trump was in office, I didn't pay taxes back to the government. This the second year I've done that shit. I did that shit last year and this year, and I don't know. Last year I was like, well, what the fuck? And they said that shit, and I was like, well, I think I do pay enough taxes. And this year it happened again, so now it's just like, why? What's going on? I don't like inflation. You say the state charged me twice. Yo, Rose, what's good? How you doing? How you doing? We in here just jibber jabber. Jibber jabber. Talking them politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Team Trump, but I understand. Hey man, I just try to look from both sides. From the Biden side, I can't hardly see from over there because it's so sleepy and droopy. From the Trump side, I can understand, but it's still more comical. I don't know. I think it's more entertaining for me. Like I say, I think RFK, if you really had to do something like, if I had to vote, if somebody's like, motherfucker, if you don't vote, then goddamn it, XYZ, and you not gonna like either one of them, then I'm, Robert F. Kennedy. If that's how it would go. I gotta do it. I have to. Else something bad. Oh, look, man. Look. Let me get the guy who's just up talking like this. Right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to do more homework. Hey, man. I feel what you're saying. And I understand, like, if I read the tax code, I would probably have a deeper understanding, but I'm looking at it like this. Like I just said, as simple as that. When Trump was in office, I got money back in my tax return. I know he did something to the tax code and tried to make a loophole for a certain tax bracket, and if you made over $200,000, you would be in this tax bracket and whatever. But I'm poor though. I'm poor. I'm real poor, man. You know what I'm saying? On paper, I don't make $40,000 a year. I'm in a low tax bracket, bro. I'm like right above poverty. You know? I'm right above poverty. So what I'm seeing is my paycheck. And I noticed that this year I had to do something different than when Trump was in office. That's all I'm saying. Like, in my home, in my hands, in my pocket, in my bank account, how that shit personally affected me. I know that shit probably fucked a lot of people over. If we read through the whole tax code and actually see the amendments and changes and deferences that he did to that shit, I see where you're coming from. Absolutely. But I just know, like, my bank account my bank account was yeah, I'm poor, man. I'm poor as shit. Anything under 680 is poor, dog. And maybe something else contribute to your return, something to explore. Might have been. But I've been going to the same people. I've been going to the same people for the last longest. I get my taxes done for free. I don't know. I feel what you're saying though. But like I say, man, hey, I'm right there with my man Napalm, yo, Big P. I ain't on no side. I'm on the outside looking in, man. I just see, like, from the outside looking in, it just seemed like it's like a boxing match, man. Like, you can tell who winning, or even before the boxing match start, you can kind of size a motherfuckers up. And they say you really shouldn't ever do that. You really should, but we can't help but do it. You know what I'm saying? We are very visual creatures. You know what I'm saying? That's why both our eyes are in the front of our heads. And so it's a tendency for us to do that. And so me, just looking at the political realm, sizing these motherfuckers up, it's just, you know, the options. If I had to be a betting man, you know what I'm saying, and throw my hat into this ring actually, and for real do it, man, I just look, man, Robert F. Kennedy, bro. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go that way. If I got to size these motherfuckers up, man, and I got to choose one. Other than that, I like the showboat type dancers who really got skills and talent and can knock a motherfucker out, but they gonna do a dance while they do that shit. I feel like that's Trump. You know what I'm saying? They gonna dance a little jig with that shit. This motherfucker said, "You fuck Twitter, Truth Social, man. I'll make my own shit." And I'm selling Bibles. Yo, my man is wild. Y'all can't say this dude is not a character though, a straight up character. Say I'm lying, yo. A motherfucker funny as shit. That's why I think he too entertaining. He too entertaining to be a president, man. Go back to the entertainment, man. Like, go somewhere and retire and sit your ass down. That's what I don't understand about these old motherfuckers too, man. Go sit down, man. Go retire, bitch. You old. You old and you got money. What the fuck are you doing? Why is you even here? Is my question. Why is you still here? Go sit your ass down somewhere. He would be 70. What? 70 what? You about to say something past 70 just now? No, nigga. No. The average American is 46 years old, man. Anything over 60, you need to go sit down. You too out of touch with the average American. Average American is mid 40s. You 60, 70 years old. Look, bro. Go sit down somewhere. We need a president who 55. I don't need my goddamn granddad. I need my damn granddad still trying to tell me what to do. Granddad, you can't hardly fucking hear no more. Go sit down, bro. Well, back in my day, bitch, that was World War II, nigga. In your day. Yeah. That was your day, bitch. You know what my day was? The fucking 80s. The drug war and shit. Alright, let's go from there. We don't need to go all the way back to fucking World War II, man. Let's keep this shit up to date. Step it up, people. Step it up, people. Shit, we got modern problems and need modern solutions. Bitch, you ain't never even used VR. You don't even know what modern is, man. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You got a YouTube channel? No? Get out of here, man. Fuck you still doing around, bro? Why you even here? We're the working force. Taking care of the baby. Man, a lot of these people ain't even want to take care of their parents, man. That's why nursing homes getting more packed and more packed, bro. And more expensive and more expensive. Man, that extended family, bro, that shit gone, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, the big mamas, my grandma raised me. My grandma raised me from the time I was 7 years old. Ain't a whole lot of that shit going on no more. And then if grandma is raising them, now, grandma 30 something. Grandma like 32. She's still going to the club. What? I gotta go home and get my grandbaby. What? What? Damn. Lord have mercy. Grandma don't even know how to cook. You better order something. Order something. You don't know how to make a biscuit from scratch? This bitch can't cook rice without a rice cooker. You don't know how to cook rice just in a normal pot? No? You don't? You got your own recipe? Like something your own thing that you put together yourself? No? It's the fall of Rome. Motherfucking fall of Rome, man. This shit, man. Entertainment purposes only. I'm in here rambling. I'm a flu faker. He said, I'm a flu flaker. I used to do that too. Even to this day, for some reason, like my body temperature is like always like slightly elevated. It's like I have a false fever. What was that? I got some kind of notification just now. What was that on? Shit.
TurboTax Live.
That courtroom, it is a historic moment as we are talking about a former president entering the courtroom for a criminal trial against him. Jury selection will be happening in moments. And wow, just history in the making at that moment that we just saw and brought to you here on Live Now from Fox.
Fascinating amount of variety in the Rumble chat. A lot of the awakened wonders see this as ongoing lawfare. Many of us, myself included, have been on an incredible journey when it comes to Donald J. Trump, but the more he is attacked by the establishment, the more the judiciary is deployed against him, the more it appears that the agenda of the establishment is to escalate conflict and war on several fronts. The Middle East is what we'll be covering later in the show, of course, but continuing to facilitate a Cold War at very least, citing Glenn Greenwald's tweet there earlier, between the US and China. And of course, even events in the Middle East over the weekend are being utilized to raise further tax funding from your nation to ensure that war endures. We'll be talking about that on the other side of our departure from YouTube, where of course we cannot guarantee that our content won't be censored because we want to speak very freely and openly. We'll be talking a bit about, in fact, we're going to talk right now about the House renewing the Pfizer bill. That's not Pfizer with a P, although you know the establishment lends considerable support and tax dollars to that little corporate entity. We're talking about the Pfizer bill that allows your country to spy on foreign nationals, but it's so strewn with loopholes that ultimately it facilitates further the... I'm not hating on Trump. I'm not hating on anybody. I've got no time for hate. You better believe there's a lot of frustration in our approach at the moment, and even fear. But there's no room for hatred. Fascination, certainly. The comments are going past so fast I didn't have time to catch who said that. But no, that's not my position on Trump. I believe in your right to believe in whoever you want to believe in. And now that this Pfizer bill has been passed, you, right now, probably these very posts, because streaming sites are being observed and scrutinized with to an unprecedented degree. So let's get into this story about the renewal of the Pfizer bill, which of course Trump believes has been deployed against him. Let's get into that.
Fight over Pfizer and what it means for our national security. Moments ago, the House voting to reauthorize that key and controversial surveillance law in the fight against terrorism. Some lawmakers had been hesitant to renew the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, commonly known as FISA, as former President Donald Trump told them to kill it. FISA allows the government to gather information on foreign nationals who it believes could be compromising American security and be able to do it without a warrant. The holdup is that, and sometimes it collects data on Americans who interact with persons of interest.
No, but so as long as you don't speak to anyone interesting, which, you know, God, I'm cursed with a life of incessant conversations with interesting people. So it's a Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. It shouldn't involve spying on the domestic population, and yet apparently it does. US lawmakers have passed a bill reauthorizing the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, a law which allows the government to surveil American citizens without a warrant. A small group of Republicans previously blocked the vote, but allowed it to proceed following a minor amendment to the law. The 2-year extension passed the House on Friday in a bipartisan vote of 273 to 147.
Yeah, and so, okay, so he says that he got spied on. He was like, yo, Hillary spied on me. Yo, she used that shit to spy on me. And was he right? I think he was right about that shit, yo. I think it came out that motherfuckers was, like, tapping this shit, yo. But that's what they used to do it. Is that act. Like, nigga, we can spy on anybody. So now, is Trump trying to kill that shit because... Well, did he want it dead because it affected him? Or is he just... Is that what's best for America, for us not to be randomly spied on by the FBI because, you know, there's a new employee at my job that they're watching. But this motherfucker says he's an exchange student. He has all the credentials. He's very smart. He seems to know his job really well, and he's been there for a couple of weeks. And man, this guy had some wings and a beer for lunch one day, and now you're fucking watching me, and you're recording all my fucking phone calls and all my emails because I had lunch with a coworker. Like, come on, man. But is that, you know what I'm saying? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? He said Brian Schultz probably. It's been going since Adam and Eve. Damn, his chat going crazy. Oh wow. He wants to end H1B. Yo, they snooping, man. But goddamn Snowden told us this shit how long ago, bro? 11 years ago. This nigga was, hey, guy, everybody, look, they listening. They listening to all your phone calls. Yo, and we already know this. We know this. But then, once again, this Pfizer. Would this shit be in the news if motherfuckers wasn't even talking about that shit? If Trump ain't brought that shit up? Like, yo, there's something else, people. Hey, there's something else they doing right here. Yo, look, check this shit out, man. Let's not let them renew this shit. And the motherfuckers still renew that shit, man. Like I say, man, they don't fuck with your boy Trump, man. He doing too much. You doing too much, Trumpy baby. You trying too hard, man. They gonna get you, bro. I'm telling you now. Calm down, dude. But once again, was that by design for him to know that it was time to renew that bill? And for him to, like, make it that public, like, yo, let's stop this. I think we need to end this. It's like the Green New Deal, like, whoa, I think we need to get out of that. We blowing money. We blowing money in this shit, man. No new wars, we just blowing money. We spending it all on what? We need to stop doing that. But nobody don't want to listen to the Trumpster, bro. Nobody don't want to listen to Trump.
It broke down, which will now proceed to the Senate, but basically both parties voted for it. Though lawmakers also debated an amendment that would have forced federal agencies to obtain warrants before spying on Americans, it failed in a tie vote. This is how the Constitution dies. This is a sad day for America.
Yeah.
Republican Representative Thomas Massie said, I like Thomas Massie after the amendment went down in flames. He noted that House Speaker Mike Johnson provided the tie-breaking vote to kill the warrant requirement. That's surprising, isn't it, after everything he went through to get that position. Though Johnson was once a vocal critic of Pfizer's Section 702, which handed US intelligence agencies sweeping powers to spy on Americans in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, he quickly reversed course after his promotion to House Speaker. Do you think that in microcosm there, we've experienced everything that's wrong with politics across the world, that as you become part of the establishment, you become seduced by its dark power and unable to resist the gravity of corruption? It certainly seems so. Speaking as a former insider of the Hollywood establishment, of course, for a while the glamour and allure seems appealing. But if there's something about you that is forever hankering after God, forever broken, its fascinations cannot hold you indefinitely or forever, not due to any virtue of my own, I hasten to add, but simply because if what you really are looking for is some
First of all, let me say that science is the engine of prosperity. From steam power to electricity to the laser to the transistor to the computer.
That's not true.
We're
It's
talking
technology.
about, hey,
It's technology.
can I have my Sure. You had your say, let me have my say.
Yes.
However, the information revolution has a weakness, and the weakness is precisely the educational system. The United States has the worst educational system known to science. Our graduates compete regularly at the level of third world countries. Well, how come the scientific establishment of the United States doesn't collapse? If we're producing a generation of dummies, if the stupid index of America keeps rising every year, just watch network television and reality shows, right? How come the scientific establishment of the United States doesn't collapse? Let me tell you something. Some of you may not know this. America has a secret weapon. That secret weapon is the H-1B. Without the H-1B, the scientific establishment of this country would collapse. Forget about Google. Forget about Silicon Valley. There would be no Silicon Valley without the H-1B. And you know what the H-1B is? It's the genius visa, okay? You realize that in the United States, 50% of all PhD candidates are foreign-born? At my system, one of the biggest in the United States, 100% of the PhD candidates are foreign-born. The United States is a magnet sucking up all the brains of the world, but now the brains are going back. They're going back to China. They're going back to India. And people are saying, oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in India now. Oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in China. Duh. Where did it come from? It came from the United States. So don't tell me that science isn't the engine of prosperity. You remove the H-1B visa and you collapse the economy. In Wall Street Journal, editorialized against a congressman who wanted to ban the H-1B, saying they'll take jobs away from the American people. The Wall Street Journal said, look, there are no Americans who can take these jobs. These are at the highest level of high technology. They don't take away jobs from Americans. They create entire industries. And so that's why we have an Achilles heel, and that's the educational system. And again, sociology majors are not necessarily going to be the ones determining the future of Silicon Valley. But physicists, engineers, we need more of them, not less.
The irony is, I agree with the immigration issues and what you're saying. And I'm at a school, of course, and Peter's a graduate of the school where indeed immigration.
Your school wouldn't exist without the H-1B.
Of course, but I'm not.
We've got to get back to the future of business.
But hold on a second. I'm not. No. I'm not arguing against an H-1B. I completely agree with this issue, and the point on the future of business that he's making, which is very, very important, is the nature of human capital. What is misunderstood here is, again, how poorly run schools are. MIT is a notable exception in this regard. His school is not, because what happens is they run in these introductory science and engineering classes in Illinois, in Wisconsin, in Michigan. They run freshman and sophomore years as flunk-out operations. They do it they run it as a boot camp, and then people are surprised that people don't take science, that they don't take the STEM courses. The point that I'm trying to make, which I think is an important one in this regard, is that the way educational systems are set up right now is that we have distorted incentives that undermine the ability for America to have a homegrown science and technology center.
Disagree with my esteemed colleague there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, or it seems like there's a lot of extraordinarily dark stuff going on in there. Well, it seems that Mike Johnson has been subject to the allure. He's been pulled in, and it appears, at least on the surface, that he has at least reversed his principles. If not abandoned them. But let's look at the rest of this before we
Kaku know what he's talking about, yo.
Conclusions on that subject. Remember, of course, we'll just be with you on YouTube for another 5 minutes. Let's do the little video, guys.
That's crazy.
Every day, if you don't mind. The 702 authority has been abused to such a great extent. Excuse me. that President Joe Biden's own Intelligence Advisory Board recommended curtailing the FBI's ability to manipulate the authority to investigate and prosecute Americans. Because it's been so roundly and soundly abused. Civil libertarians have proposed various reforms to the authority, including limits on the types of communication the FBI can search, the implementation of stringent warrant requirements to restrict FISA searches, and an end to the loophole that allows federal agencies to surveil Americans by purchasing data from private sector brokers. This secret spying activity, we're talking about FISA right now. Get over here and join us. You're probably being spied on while you watch this, particularly if you're watching it on Meta. You know them people facilitate. If you're watching it on YouTube or Alphabet or any of them companies, get over to Rumble.
Well, you already know that everybody on here is guilty by association. Because I already know pretty much that this channel is being watched most of the time for its content. That's why I have to do the disclaimer. And yeah, so if you're watching it, good luck, buddy. Have a nice day, pal.
And hand over your data. Civil libertarians have proposed various reforms to authority, including limits on the types of communication, yeah, I told you this stuff, that allows federal agencies to surveil Americans by purchasing data from private sector brokers. So even when there is a law to protect you, they find a way to circumvent it. You know that already, like whenever they pass some law, you know, every so often they go, we really should have a law against people in Congress investing in companies and trading in stocks that they have insider knowledge on. We will pass that law with a loophole for dependent children or the like. The secret spying activity, which compels the cooperation of communication service providers and internet and social media platforms in a conspiracy against fundamental constitutional rights, was exposed in detail by, for the first time by, tell me in the chat, who exposed it for the first time? You can see it on the screen, can't you? It's obviously Edward Snowden.
Edward Snowden,
the Biden administration,
the man. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Snowden been,
including the functioning of the secret foreign intelligence.
Edward Snowden was working for the NSA, yo. Y'all know what that shit stands for? National Security Administration. And so, this motherfucker, he was like a private contractor or something, but he was on some kind of deal, doing some shit. Hey, you know, he kind of snoop around some extra stuff, a little bit, like, right beyond, like, not too much, but it wasn't nothing serious. But then he saw something, he was like, whoa, this, it don't look serious, but this is kind of serious, yo. And then he kept looking, he was like, yo, all this shit serious as hell. And then he told everybody. And then he had to flee, you know what I'm saying, because they were going to get him. They was like, boy, what you doing telling everybody we spying on them for? Because y'all is spying. But you're not supposed to tell them. Come here, let me talk to you. I ain't coming over there to let none of y'all talk to nobody. And he got on the plane, he hauled ass over there, and he was like, yo, Putin, they trying to get me. He said, who trying to get you? My government. I told on him. You told what? Man, look, Putin, they spying on you. They spying on Ukraine. They spying on motherfucking Germany. They spying on everybody. They even spying on U.S. citizens. Putin was like, look, man, I sure glad you told me that. You know what I'm saying? You can just chill here as long as you need to. Putin been over, Snowden been over there ever since. You know what I'm saying? Because he not coming back here. He said, I studied with him in grad school. Oops, nigga. I ain't know you was gonna grow up and be the motherfucking spy.
And its annual comprehensive review of the program.
Yeah, he grew up in Big He was the spy in the movie.
Never denies request for warrantless surveillance.
You ain't know he was the main character, huh? We always feel like
the court approved 99.998%.
We always feel like we the main character, but nah, that nigga the main character.
Agencies. So warrantless surveillance is going to continue in your country, even though the bill is called the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act and that it's adjudicated by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. They will continue to surveil Americans using trickery and loopholes. An extraordinary little deal they've gotten together for themselves. In 2020 and early 2021, the Federal Bureau of Investigation misused the Section 702 database 278,000 times. The Federal Bureau of Investigation were misusing it. Can I ask you, as Americans, as well as citizens of the world, how do you feel about the FBI and CIA right now? How do you feel about voting for any president or any party that's not openly saying, we're going to, if not review and reform and reevaluate, completely...
And that's what JFK's saying.
Shut down these deep state agencies, whether it's the CIA or FBI, clearly work as tools of control for the establishment rather than tools of protection for the citizenry. At this point, you can no longer make that claim. And as the world slides, it seems, ever more inevitably into global conflict, if not conflict, potentially Armageddon, the fact that authority and authoritarianism is doubtlessly on the rise. The ability to censor and surveil in your country, you've seen what they're doing in Brazil, you've seen what they're doing in Canada and in Ireland and in the UK, all the while under the guise of your protection and for your safety, if not your convenience. We're approaching a point where we're going to be, I think, coaxed and coached into a state of total fear, total compliance and total control surrounding on all sides by very profitable, terrible, forever wars. I feel like this is a time where we need to radically intervene. Now, listen, we're going to leave YouTube now. Let me just finish this. Let me just make sure that I've told you guys everything I can about this FISA bill. Those performing surveillance have routinely violated the procedures of FISA law and continue to carry out queries and electronic spying on US citizens, claiming that such crimes were an inadvertent mistake. You can't make 278,000 inadvertent mistakes, can you? Have you ever gone, oh, like, can you even 278,000 times do a typo? You can't, can you? The persistent and widespread violations by the FBI, which is part of the Department of Justice, include searches for information related to crime victims, protesters arrested after the 2020 police killing of George Floyd, and people suspected of breaching the US Capitol on January 6, 2021. Now, I know because I watch the chat, and I know because I care about you, and I try and listen and try and absorb the great spectrum of opinions available to us in the Rumble chat, that some of you will be deeply invested on what went down on January 6th and how subsequently it's been exploited by the judiciary and the media, and how it's been reframed and utilised to legitimise further militarisation of the police force, further draconian anti-protest laws. And many of you will feel that the George Floyd protests brought about a necessary and helpful reckoning when it came to the subject of police overreach. But the state regards you exactly the same way. You may be looking across the cultural divide in hatred of those that attended Black Lives Matter riots or demonstrations, because I really don't care. That was a slip at the time. Or you might look at those that participated in the January 6th demonstration, protest, riots, insurrection, choose your word. But when it comes to the almighty powerful state, they regard both sides of the divide the same way. And now, thanks to passing that bill, which both parties, curiously enough, voted through, they'll be able to spy on you in the exact same way. Now, before we leave YouTube, I want to tell you a few little things. I want to tell you that you can become an Awaken Wonder. And if you do become an Awaken Wonder, you get access to our additional content. Have a look at our additional content written on this menu right now. We do a meditation every single week. We do a book club. We're reading this C.S. Lewis book at the moment. We're nearly finished. We're doing pretty well with it. Mere Christianity. And it's a really beautiful testimony of faith and advocation for a different perspective on God in general, but of course, as the title indicates, Christianity in particular. We also meditate. You can join us live for interviews. Like when we did our interview with Roseanne, which was amazing, a lot of members of our Awaken Wonder community, a lot of them are in there now, like Astral J Hawk. And
he said, yo, Rob,
yo, Roseanne directly. So it's really
Rob said, Elon got that shit on single player, bro. Yeah, Elon, he got a single player mode on. Everybody is playing his. We're all fucking NPCs in his fucking game, man. What's the new update? The Boring Company. What's that? Tunnels. What? What the fuck? New update coming in. What is it? Neuralink. What is it? Fucking internet in your brain. What? Oh my god. That's fucking wild. Like you see, you look at that shit on a single play. I bet you won't say that shit to Chuck Norris. No, it's crazy. Like we actually have a live action like mad scientist. Like, just gonna make a flamethrower. It's, okay. And do it. I'm gonna sell it for like $500. What? Whoa. What are you doing, bro? What are you talking about? This nigga tripping. Mm-mm. I don't want to be non-binary. Don't be flipping my goddamn ones and zeros, bitch. Turn my shit off and on. No, thank you. Yeah, I gotta drop my car off at the shop in the morning. My brakes are grinding. I didn't even hear that shit until yesterday. I mean, well, until this morning when I went to work. Cause like I said, I drove down to fucking Maryland, drove around, and that shit was sounding fine. And then this morning, when I went to the gym, I thought I was hearing something. Man, I had the music on, but then on the way to work, like that shit was real loud. But I was like, wait a minute. I turned the music off and rolled the window down. I'm like, oh hell no, my brakes fucking grinding. I fucking hate cars, bro. That shit always asking for some more money. All the fucking time. I swear, man. I'm hungry as hell. I'm gonna have to flip your. I'm gonna have to grab a snack. What time is it? It's 25. I'm trying to think. What can I snack on? Hmm. Yeah, man. But the last time I did brakes and rotors. But my mechanic said he got a deal now where it's a lifetime on the parts. But I think that was the front brakes. So maybe because I hear the noise coming from the rear, so I think my rear brakes the drums are going bad. So I probably have to pay full price for everything now for this swap out. But after this, I should only have to pay for labor in the future. You got down brakes and rotors, that should be $500-$600 sometimes. It was like, you want the ones, the lifetime guarantees? All you gotta do is fuck yeah, man. Let me get that, man. Oh, I definitely gotta grab a snack, man. Like the fucking ooh-wee got me with the munchies. And them Jones hitting hard right now too. I feel like I'm losing my superpowers. Alright, I'm back. I had to grab a snack and took a bathroom break. Y'all don't know about that shit, man. Now my hands gonna be all cheesy. I needed something. Alright, what was this to?
For that. Now, if you're on YouTube now, come on over to the 15,000. We're at 15,000 now on Rumble. I'd love to get to 20,000 before we finish. Whether you're an RFK fan, whether you're a Trump fan, you are a fan of freedom. You require it. It's your human right. Whether you're a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian, or an atheist, you do believe in beauty. You do believe in peace and truth. You have to. It's your right. So get over. We're leaving now. Hey, why not consider this a glorious sack of wonder? There's 25% off this week. Come on over, become an awakened wonder. Join us for the conversation. Now let's get into this very difficult and challenging topic. You'll be aware now that over the weekend there was an escalation of tensions in...
How to kill all mosquitoes in the area in 90 seconds? This simple but brilliant trick you can do tonight to eliminate all mosquitoes around you is taking America by storm.
There's one simple sugar hack anyone can do to balance glucose levels almost overnight. Did you know that type
6 demonstration, protest, riots. Slipper! They wear different clothes than us! Iran has further stepped towards the destabilization of the region and risk-provoking and uncontrollable regional escalation. There's a really amazing post from Iran that essentially a global war on at least 2 fronts. And even all has been on the agenda for a little... Coming up with this. There's been a long-term plan. There's been a long-term plan to involve Iran in an escalating conflict. One person who seems particularly excited at the prospect is, of course, Lindsey Graham, and we'll get to him in a minute. But remember when Trump was said to have left office with those boxes that contained confidential presidential data, much of it, and perhaps the most controversial aspect of it, pertained to potential escalating conflict with Iran. Of course, Iran attacking Israel is wrong. As you probably know, when it comes to military matters, I admire deeply service personnel, the tens of thousands of American service personnel situated all over the Middle East right now, who are now, because of this escalating conflict, incredibly vulnerable, have our support and our gratitude and our prayers. But it seems clear that creating tension and even all has been on the agenda for a little while. I mean, when did you first hear about it? Isn't it your man Donald Trump who claimed that the reason he took those boxes is because they contained information that demonstrated there was a long-term plan to engage Iran in military conflict, and he wanted to have that in case he got tarnished with accusations. In fact, there's Joe Biden. We have footage of Joe Biden going on record in 2020 saying that one of the reasons we should ensure that he is your president is because Donald Trump can't be trusted when it comes to that subject. So let's get into this subject, and as best as we can, yeah, you're a man pilot, someone like my man Trump. A lot of people in the Rumble chat love Donald Trump, okay? And I don't blame you. You know, Donald Trump Jr. is on Rumble. I can see why, if you're anti-establishment, you love Trump. I can certainly see that. Whatever the truth of the matter is, the establishment do not like Donald Trump. How do you feel about it, Ashella? Yeah, so Ashella's saying in the Awake and Wonder chat, I've been hearing about this conflict for 30 years. Of course. Like, you know, what was it, the 1970s that the CIA participated in a revolution in Tehran, disrupting and overthrowing a democracy as the CIA so frequently do. Let's get into the details as best we can of this story, and just note this, that while the project of the nation state continues, whilst nations like France, I think, are calling for de-escalation, and possibly the Netherlands, our country, the one I'm from, the United Kingdom, we, obedient little snapper dogs that we are, yapping away at the heels of whoever the United States establishment condemn, participated in the response, the Israeli response to these attacks. And of course, the United States have now engaged directly in conflict in support of Israel. So now essentially a global war on at least two fronts. Of course, the Ukraine-Russia conflict remains a proxy war funded by you, US taxpayers, and us, UK taxpayers. And now, as well as supplying Israel with arms, it seems that there is direct military involvement and that it could yet escalate. The thing that I find really extraordinary and difficult about this is that these events take place in like Jerusalem and Damascus, words that are redolent with spiritual awakening. It's astonishing for me that this is the scene where all of this trauma takes place. But those of you, and God knows there are enough of you that know scripture better than me, knew that this would always be the place where the apocalypse, the revelation, Armageddon, the final reckoning, went down. And those of you that have studied the origins of the First World War will be aware that extraordinary events that somehow seem disassociated and...
Is this motherfucker saying this war about to be the apocalypse? Wait a minute. What the hell?
occasionally insignificant, can escalate to the point where millions and millions and millions of lives are lost. And are you being asked whether or not you want to get involved in an escalating conflict? Let alone through your taxpayer dollars, potentially through your life or the life of your loved ones. Let's have a look at this story now. Biden condemns Iran's strike on Israel, a case study in imperialist hypocrisy. This is from a socialist website, guys, but you'll notice, even if you're of the right, even if you out and out condemn socialism, just notice how many things you agree with. And every time you do agree with some of this, you can give yourself a real pat on the back, because if you're not opposed, remember, like I said in the Pfizer story, if you're not opposed to people on the other side of the divide, when it comes to culture or sort of lazy political labels, then you are part of a movement that could save the world, because you are potentially part of a decentralized model where people run their own communities according to their own values, according to their individual sovereignty and their participation in representative democratic processes at the localist possible level. Let's get into it. The imperialist powers have responded to Iran's strikes on Israel on Saturday with an outpouring of condemnation. I condemn these attacks in the strongest possible terms, says Biden. America's ironclad commitment to the security of Israel, he has been reaffirmed. That means that we back Israel. The G7 group of imperialist powers said in a statement, "We unequivocally condemn in the strongest terms Iran's direct, unprecedented attack on Israel." There's a brilliant bit of footage we'll show you in a minute of David Cameron, current British Foreign Secretary and former British Prime Minister, WEF member, globalist stooge, straight up and down globalist, all over the gaff, stocks and shares, all of that all day long, saying, well, this is unprecedented. And the newscaster on mainstream news, to her total credit, goes, what would Britain do if a consulate got bombed by Iran? Well, almost like he didn't spot the question. Well, we'd attack them. We'd attack them hard. Well, isn't that what Iran are doing? Yeah, but this is what they're doing. They're being Iran. Have you seen what they... I'm in a curly slipper. They wear different clothes than us. Iran has further stepped towards the destabilization of the region and risk provoking an uncontrollable regional escalation. There's a really amazing post from Iran that we saw, a Saga post on Breaking Points, where Iran go, look, you bombed our consulate, we've droned you with some half-assed lazy drones that took ages to get there, that are a bit like not proper. Now, let's draw a line under this. And wouldn't it be sort of amazing if Israel, backed by the United States and the UK and these G7 nations, went, all right, well, you know, even in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye, let's look for a diplomatic solution that doesn't lead us all into the jaws of death. But one senses further retaliation might be on the way. These statements by the imperialist warmongers, repeated by every major NATO power, are the height of hypocrisy. Let's get the timeline accurate. Iran's strike was a response to the April 1st attack by Israel on an Iranian embassy in Syria that killed 7 top-level Iranian military officers, including 2 generals. So that's kind of a military strike in the first instance, isn't it, wouldn't you say? In response to Israel's flagrantly illegal and murderous attack on what was effectively Iranian soil, the imperialist powers effectively endorsed it. Now the imperialists are falling over themselves to condemn Iran's response to Iran's response to Israel's action. This is all the more striking given that Iran's action was largely symbolic. The Iranian government announced Saturday's strike to countries in the region 72 hours in advance in an effort to limit the impact. As Reuters reported Sunday, Iran gave wide notice days before Saturday's drone and missile attack on Israel, allowing mass casualties and rampant escalation to be averted. Isn't it extraordinary that there are revenge attacks and retaliation, but also concurrent diplomacy? And even as tensions escalate between, for example, the United States and China as part of a presuming escalating Cold War, what continues is trade. What continues is business. What continues is the necessary relationship with China for the manufacture of endless commodities in your country and mine. What reality do we believe in? The geopolitical military reality or the economic reality? Because they don't make sense. They seldom coalesce, at least not in patterns that I'm able to observe. I know there's a lot of smart people in that Rumble chat. You tell me what you think, and you Awaken Wonders and all. You let me know what you think. The imperialist powers are asserting that they and their proxies can kill as many people as they want, carry out targeted assassinations, and act in
once again, this is what, like, the average person doesn't realize. Like, oh, the American military can defeat anybody. Well, but the Chinese economy, their shit about to be so tight, they can defeat anybody without a military. You know what? We just don't have to sell y'all shit. Or if we do sell you anything, it's gonna be 10 times the cost. Because we make all your drugs, all your electronics. And now they taking over Africa. The second colonization of the continent is going to be Asian, Chinese. Watch. They're going to break us through the economy. And you know who can see that? And Trump see that shit, you know. These other nations are going to continuously use our weak economy against us. Wow, we steady sending everybody else all our fucking money. Keeping all our kids in these stupid ass, made up ass wars. And skirmishes and conflicts that don't got shit to do with us, but somehow we are protecting America's interests. I don't understand all the time. I swear I don't.
Complete violation of anything resembling international law, but any response, even the most minimal character, is denounced as a crime. This is the basic law of colonialism and imperialism. Now, what I like about this kind of language is it shows you that ultimately there are centralized power, and then there's the rest of us. There are extremists and lunatics throughout the world, across all cultures. And do you not feel that there is the potential for those of us that believe in harmony, that those of us that acknowledge our individual flaws and our collective flaws as a species, but believe in the possibility of change, might possibly subvert the models of those that continue to colonialise and condemn and generate conflict? Remember, Julian Assange, still in Belmarsh, still without trial, says the function of government is to transfer public money into private hands. Remember, it was also Assange that told us that the Afghanistan war was not about resolution, it was about perpetuation. Are you not beginning to think that the same might be true of the Ukraine-Russia conflict? If the Russian military is getting ever more powerful the longer it continues, if Ukrainian people are being devastated, if it's making incredible profits for the military-industrial complex, if it's making people afraid and fearful that we live on the precipice of apocalypse, what reason is there to bring about a peaceful resolution. When our aims and intentions are at odds with those that lead us, there is only one sensible solution, and that is revolution. Peaceful revolution always, we've learned that from the great leaders of the past, but revolution nonetheless. While Biden condemns the actions of Iran, he does not extend the same language to Israel's onslaught against Gaza, which is being funded, armed and politically supported by the United States and other imperialist powers. Israel is actively carrying out a genocide against the population of Gaza. Are we still on YouTube? No, we left. All right, fair enough. Genocide against the population of Gaza, already having killed at least 40,000 people. It's systematically displacing, starving and bombing an entire population of 2.2 million people and methodically and deliberately murdering doctors and aid workers. The genocide in Gaza is developing into a regional war which can very quickly draw in the entire globe. It's pretty easy to see how this could escalate, isn't it? When you see Putin talking about this a little later, you'll recognise what I mean. Sections of the US political establishment are openly advocating a full-scale war, asserting that the Biden administration is not going far enough in supporting an Israeli war against Iran. The Wall Street Journal wrote in an editorial, the attack should at least cause Mr. Biden and his fellow Democrats to end their Cold War with Israel over Gaza and recognise that this really is a war against Iran. It continued, leaders in both parties should also start telling the truth to Americans about the new world of global threats. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea are all on the march working together. Now, I'd like a little bit more evidence before we embark on a war that involves Russia, massive nuclear superpower, China, massive nuclear superpower, Iran, massive nuclear resource-rich, not superpower, but significant nation, North Korea, nuclear power with, let's face it, a somewhat up for it leader. I mean, also, that's quite a lot of countries, isn't it, to say, it's war. The Israeli cabinet has been deliberating over the past day on what actions to take, and there are evidently divisions within the regime itself. In any event, the Biden administration has reaffirmed that if Israel does take action, it will have full support. So instead of saying, no, listen, let's chill this right out, they're saying, we'll support you whatever you want to do. Even if you take the most sort of open-hearted approach to this, people that are aggrieved and in a vengeful state need support and love and guidance. And I say the same is true of nations. Like, listen, this is terrible that there's been these drone strikes, but you did bomb that consulate. Look, should we take the higher ground here, draw a bit of a line under this? That would be the kind of counsel that I might be offering, but apparently that's the position that France have taken as well, so, you know, that's something. Although France are hardly the friends of free speech. Just talk to a French farmer. They're being subjected to the globalist agenda. Just speak to the Gilets jaunes. They're rising up on the streets right now. The thing they do is they separate us from one another so that we don't realise that we're already part of a global movement. And if the scales might fall from our eyes, that we would look at people with different cultural, political and religious views as our brothers and sisters and co-participants in this great movement, we would be unstoppable. Unstoppable. And isn't that how you want to spend your life, being unstoppable and participating in something meaningful? Or do you just want to stare at screens endlessly, participating in consumerism and purchasing products that aren't even going to do what they claim? Can't do what they claim, because what they're claiming is they can fill you up, but they'll just empty you further. Appearing on Meet the Press, White House spokesman John Kirby declared, whether and how the Israelis respond is going to be up to them. Oh, good. Asked if Israel does decide to move forward with retaliatory strikes, will the US support Israel? And Kirby said, drumroll please, the US support for Israel's self-defense will stay ironclad, medieval, interesting image there. And it's also, I think, the same term that Biden used, unless Biden's quote is being attributed to Biden, but it was also ultimately Kirby, the press secretary, I suppose. The United States responded to the events on October 7 by launching a major military offensive throughout the Middle East. Yeah, remember that. When, after those abominable terrorist attacks by Hamas on Israel, the United States did get into some crazy stuff. And as it says here, within days, the US surged an armada of warships, which is a weird move, and hundreds of aircraft to the region, which it is used to launch dozens of illegal airstrikes over the past 6 months. Now, many people believe that that's an indication that there was always an intention to escalate conflict in that region prior to October the 7th. And that October the 7th was just a useful legitimization of that agenda. Remember, it appears that the US military machine, let's call it the military-industrial complex, as we generally do, have had sights set on Iran for a significant amount of time. That's at least how it seems, doesn't it? The US offensive in the Middle East is a crucial element of an unfolding global war with Russia and China as the main targets. The subjugation of Iran, lying at the heart of Eurasia, is a critical component of the United States' drive for global military domination. And does it benefit you, Americans, American taxpayers? You're funding it. Your loved ones are out there in the numbering tens of thousands on those warships, in those territories, Jordan, Syria, etc., and are now especially vulnerable. And in fact, let's go beyond that, because who among you would be surprised if there were terrorist attacks in the United Kingdom right now, or if there were retaliatory strikes in US cities right now, or further legitimization of the New York subway being patrolled by the military because there are terrorist threats now, or who that's been through that pandemic would preclude the possibility that now what we're going to be told is there are going to be terrorist attacks on our... but it's likely, isn't it? Because the truth is the United States is an unprecedented and still unparalleled global military superpower, and that's the kind of power that you want only advocating for peace and diplomacy. When they participate in regional disputes and fail to condemn the actions of their allies, they necessarily escalate tensions. So wait for it. Attacks in New York, attacks in Texas, attacks in the UK. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think that's likely? What do you reckon? Or do you think false flags, some people are saying in the chat, and that we'll just be told, oh, there are going to be terrorist attacks, and, you know, we'll stay in your homes, shut your mouth, do as you're told. Whatever the immediate developments in coming days, the regional war throughout the Middle East as part of an expanding global war is spiralling dangerously out of control. Yeah, the world stands much closer to nuclear conflict than any time since World War II. Pretty troubling. Okay, now, when this, after the consulate was bombed in Damascus, the permanent mission of Iran to the UN in New York offered up, this post, which you can see, like at the time that we pulled it, had nearly 15 million views. And this is interesting because I would say because of the contraction, or what do I want to say, the fusion of diplomatic, military and emotional language conducted on the strength of Article 51 of the UN Charter pertaining to the response to the Zionist regime's aggression against our diplomatic premises in Damascus. Okay, so that was the attack that we've talked about already. The matter can be deemed concluded. They're saying after these drone attacks, which are terrible, but I believe that as yet no one has died as a result of those attacks. Now, you know, I don't think I would like to be subject to a drone attack. That's certainly not my position, but it's certainly a good thing that no one has died. Isn't it interesting? The matter can be deemed concluded. That's an attempt at reason, isn't it? Even though it's an unreasonable act to bomb potentially civilian targets. However, should the Israeli regime make another mistake, bit threatening, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and the rogue Israeli regime. Of course, that's, you know, like, I guess that adjective there is a condemnation of Israel. And when we get into the subject of Israel's right to exist as a state, this is where, you know, you might start to feel like you want to start dividing. Don't divide. Stay tight. Stay tight. Watch yourselves. Stay tight. Watch yourselves. From which the US must stay away. So almost a provocation there, one might say, of the United States baked into that as well. But wouldn't it be miraculous, inconceivable almost, for the global military responsibility? Do you know what? Let's calm this right down. Don't you crave in your heart somewhere a global statesperson, some Gandhi, summons from some far-flung grave, that would on all our behalf say, we have to end this. This can't continue. We all see where this could go. On behalf of the God in all of us and the God around us all, let us end this. Let there be a cessation. Let there be reason. Let us recognise that so many of you have lost sons and daughters. So many of you are nursing broken hearts, that we must from somewhere find forgiveness within ourselves, not further limitless vendettas. That is surely what we need as we stand on the brink not only of global Armageddon, of domestic attacks in all of our nations, while the onslaught in Gaza continues. And it's one of those things that I'll be honest with you, I can't spend too much time thinking about it. I've got children, and like, you know, whenever you hear children die in wreckage, all of the, it's just like, if you've got, like I have, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, an 8-month-old child that's survived heart surgery, those kind of images are unbearable. What you want is the voice from within us all Perhaps if Gandhi ain't coming back, if Christ ain't coming back, even if Damascus and Jerusalem are at the very centre of all this, you need someone that is going to bring love into the conversation. But what we're getting is David Cameron.
All these countries that have somehow wondered, well, you know, what is the true nature of Iran? It's there in black and white.
What would Britain do if a hostile nation flattened one of our consulates?
Well, we would take, we would take the very strong action.
And Iran would say that that's what they did?
Well, what they did, as I said, was a massive attack.
So they were right to respond, but they overreacted, is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that the attack they carried out was on a very large scale, much bigger than people expected.
Right to respond.
Well,
that was nasty. No, look, I love a droning as much as the next person. I've not met a war yet that I don't like and can't profit from in some way or another. But you do not do that while wearing a turban.
Countries have a right to respond when they feel they've suffered an aggression. Of course they do. But look at the scale of that response. Had those weapons not been shot down, there could have been thousands of casualties, including civilian casualties. I think that's a really important point to take into account.
He's bringing up civilian casualties with what's going on in Gaza right now. Whoa, that's heavy. That's a heavy meal to eat there, served up by David Cameron. Now, if you speak English, not even if you speak English, if you are a British person, you will know that that accent is a very particular type of accent. Being shot down. It's almost, people don't talk like that no more. Yeah, with Stigo in the Rumble chat, I'd say, I'm not going to say what you said, but that sums it up. They're better than I'm willing to. Our colleague and friend over here on Rumble, Glenn Greenwald, has been posting about this, as you might imagine, and if you know Glenn's work, you'll be aware of how he has a great ability to summarise and convey these complex issues with journalistic and legal integrity. Let's have a look at some of Greenwald's posts on this. Firstly, the US stays in endless wars, financing and fighting multiple wars at the same time, because those who wield the greatest power in DC, who fund both parties, profit greatly from it, as does the permanent US security state. The ones who don't benefit are ordinary Americans. That's you watching this right now, are funding this. No one is on your behalf saying, hey, this has got to stop. Like, literally none of them. Are they? Does Donald Trump want to end it? Does even Bobby, who I pray for, Bobby Kennedy, will you end this? Will you lend your advocacy and your voice to peace? Will you? And some of you lot, I mean, we've seen how, yeah, Glenn's brilliant, man, I agree with you. What has it done in these communities, the communities that we participate? We have to acknowledge that many of you are on what would be regarded as the political right, and I pray that those categories melt away. Let's have a look at Glenn's next post on this. It's divided people everywhere. The view of the establishment, GOP, the grand old party, and much of the establishment Democrat Party say this is the agenda. This is the global agenda, according to Glenn Greenwald. Tell me if you agree with this. Finance the war in Ukraine indefinitely. Well, that seems to be the case. Bomb Yemen. Is that happening? You know, I know it is, but is it continually happening? Finance Israel's war in Gaza. Okay. Confront China with at least a Cold War, if not more. That's what I referenced earlier. Bomb Iran. Okay. So endless war. Well, is that what you want? That's a couple of posts there from our man Glenn Greenwald. But can I see the Lindsey Graham stuff? Yeah, that's over here. Like, this is what Lindsey Graham. I don't feel like Lindsey Graham's got the right attitude to global conflict. I think we should stop asking him. But if you do ask Lindsey Graham what we should do, this is what he'll tell you.
Been saying for 6 months now, hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map.
Yeah, blow it off the map. What's it doing on a map? It shouldn't even be on a map. Now, once again, it's left a mad tyrant Vladimir Putin, everyone's favourite war criminal, and indeed, gosh, even that is ultimately a subjective term these days. Vladimir Putin at least gives us an alternative perspective, and it's probably why you're not allowed to watch Russia Today in France, because you could watch Putin for yourself, like we said at the time that Tucker did his seismic interview with him, and then you decide, probably as I would, oh yeah, Putin, you wouldn't necessarily want to owe the dude money, but at least he's, owning that what he is a sort of head of a cadre of oligarchs that run Russia now in the post-Soviet Union era, and they ain't going to take no shit. I mean, that seems to be the position, and what do you want to do? Try and wipe him off the map? Lindsey Graham would. Let's see what Vladimir Putin's got to say. Oh, where are we on that, guys? Where do I find Putin on this deck? Okay. Alright, so listen, we've got a fantastic piece of content. What I've not told you yet today is you're going to love this. You're going to love this. Pfizer, as you may not be aware, have on 28. Well, honestly, and is this going to apply for the rest of the show though? Because of like, do I keep going? Why don't I'm going to go to this because actually we're done, right? Well, guys, we're going to listen. This is what I'm going to tell you. This conflict could. You don't need me to tell you, but I will, because in a sense, this one, Russell's been stroked by Putin. No, man. I'll tell you, it'd be very difficult. When I think of how I've been attacked by deep state agencies in your country and mine, how I've been surveyed and studied by government departments that I fund with my tax dollars in my home country. Yeah, if Vladimir Putin reaches out, I'll listen to what the guy's got to say. I'll listen to what he's got to say. What are you saying, Vladimir? You want to back me up, bro? Because I'm telling you, my own government's pretty corrupt. If this is a pick your evil scenario, yeah, you tell me. The CIA, we've got evidence of this. The CIA are funding videos saying that I'm like propagating Russian misinformation and disinformation. I don't feel like Vladimir Putin and Russia's the answer or China's the answer. I'm not into none of them. I got into, quote your great Muhammad Ali, I got no beef with the Viet Cong either. I believe in you. I believe in your individual sovereignty. I believe in the nation of America, and that it should be run by the people of America, literally at the smallest possible component. That's where I'd like to see power, not alienated and centralized and in the hands of your oligarchs. Choose your oligarch. Choose your Bond villain. It's crazy, man. Okay. Listen, so what I will say is, wherever you stand on the complex Middle Eastern issues, when you hear the place names of Jerusalem and Damascus, there is a significant clue there that this is a time where we need to awaken. It's extraordinary, isn't it, that some of the world's major faiths, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, have their spiritual homes in this region, that they are born of this region, that those words are redolent with peace, enlightenment and rapture and second comings and the potential for change, for an inborn light to be turned on within each of us.
Alright guys, we're right at 3 hours. That's not too bad. I'm saying we probably paint it for a solid 2 hours. Got a nice 2 hours in. Worked on the hands. That's really what I wanted to do, is get that first detailed layer on the hands. Once we accomplish that, now when we come back, we'll define the lines a little bit more and add some of that bluish glow to it. It's starting to look good though. Alright, stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. Alright, that's off, that's off. yeah, it's looking pretty good. So now, like I said, I always appreciate y'all chilling in the studio, watching the progress on the paintings. And this one is getting there, slowly but surely. So we're done with the skin tone for right now. So at the beginning of our next session, I mean, I could just do that now. I could just scrape the palette off now. If I can find some gloves, where the shit? Oh, I see some gloves right here. Alright, so let me scrape the palette. I really need to empty this trash can too. A bunch of water bottles in there. So, yeah, I guess we're done with the skin tone for now. Like I said, we'll come back to that a little later and do like the final details on it. Next I want to do is get back in the blues and grays and work on her lab coat. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so everything is ready to go. So the palette is clean. I'm gonna put some new thinner in there and put a new piece of paper towel up here so you can start out nice and fresh. Just like that. Alright. Alright guys, appreciate y'all chilling in the studio with me. We is about to end the stream, but we just go hop on some video games. So if y'all ain't got nothing else to do and y'all still want to chill with your boy for a little bit longer, I'll probably play some Call of Duty for an hour or so. Yeah, then I'll probably eat dinner and take my ass to bed. So if you're just here for the art and education, I'll catch you next time. And if you want to stick around for some gaming, I'll catch you downstairs. Either way, peace. And I'm out of here.